Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Adrian, and I'm joined by my good friend and host, Drew. What's up, Drew?
What's going on?
And thank you for joining us. This is What the Duck is Happening. Please remember to follow, like, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and on YouTube. We really want to join this community, get this thing growing, get a big group of quackers, so please help us out with that. I'm feeling a little bit tired today. Today is that dreadful day, Deadlight Savings. I can't even say it, Daylight Savings, and that is what brings us to our quack of the day. Today's quack of the day, let's get this started. I'm burnt out. I'm tired. I'm
hmm
exhausted. How
hmm
are you feeling, Drew?
I'm feeling pretty much the same. I liked your word. Would you call it
Yes, Deadlight.
deadlight
Deadlight
savings?
Savings. We may have to
Yeah,
change that to the new way of calling this.
that makes sense to me. I mean, it's the most unnecessary disruption to modern life since unskippable ads on YouTube. So I'm
Yes.
right there with you.
Yes. Oh, I like that. And just for an extra little, I feel like I've been trying to make sure that as we start this new podcast and kind of grow through the learning curves, I want to make sure that we're getting better about kind of showing the people who we are and where we come from. So, on this fact of daylight savings, kind of a little side note, both of us, so for all the viewers who do not know, we've been working in the news industry for years. And
hmm
we came and started when we met each other, we were at a news station that was 24 hours a day. So there were points I remember I had a certain schedule where one day I would have to wake up at 1 a.m., the next day at 3 a.m., and the next day at 4 a.m.
hmm
Saying that, the only time that I've ever missed a show as a director of news, so I have my shows that I have to make. I basically we prep for our shows and then we have our hours that we direct. That's how it kind of works in the news business. So the only show that I've ever missed as a director was during daylight savings on that 1 a.m. shift. And it sucked so bad. I was so pissed. Or no, excuse me, it was a 3 a.m. shift because what happened was I set my alarm at 2 a.m. expecting Apple to understand that it was daylight savings.
hmm
And guess what? That hour
No.
got deleted, pushed to 2 a.m. the next day, and I missed my show. Got called by our old manager at about 1 a.m., or 1:30, like, yo, are you
Are you coming in?
you you gonna make
To work today?
it?
I
It
wish
was
I could
awful.
say that that was my only time missing a shift, but I'm, as you know, we used to live together. We were roommates for a while,
Mhm.
and there would definitely be times where I would sleep in or miss my shift, and somebody would have to call you to come
Mhm.
wake me up. And I'd wake up to you pounding on my door, Drew, get the fuck up. You're late for
Yeah.
work. And I felt so bad. So I wish that I could attribute that to daylight savings time, but I just suck as an employee and a roommate. So I apologize to all
No, no,
parties
no.
involved.
No, that was just
But
part of the shift.
it's definitely part of the shift. And like you and I have been on a relatively similar shift for the majority of the time what we've known each other. Like we've done the overnight shift, we've done the early shift, and
Yeah.
had those sporadic schedules where it wasn't consistent and it was waking up at 1 o'clock, waking up at 2 o'clock, waking up at 4 o'clock, and it was just ridiculous all in itself. And then when you add in daylight savings, it's throwing that completely off, and it's so disruptive and it
It's
sucks.
awful. And so to all of you, new listeners who aren't in the news industry, I know a lot of our friends who are happening to listen are working with us and they kind of understand the grind we're going through. But to anybody out there who is complaining about daylight savings and having to wake up an extra hour, forward or losing the hour, all I gotta say is fuck you. It is so much harder in the news industry. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, it is so hard when you have to wake up that much earlier. It just makes it that much more exhausting. But we are all going through it together today. As we're trying to record this,
What time did you wake up
I'm
today?
I'm living off Red Bull. Well, I'm still used to waking up at, like 4 a.m. or whatever.
hmm
And then yesterday I woke up so early that it kind of helped, I guess, but
I have a question for you because you What time do you normally wake up for your normal shift during the week?
Like 4:30,
4:30. And what time do you wake up on the weekends normally?
like 4:30.
Or okay, okay,
And then
so
I
it's
have to
consistent.
like yeah, it's well it sucks because, I'm married and so my wife is sleeping in and she
Hmm.
wakes up early too, but more at like 6.
More
And
reasonable
so
hour, yeah.
yeah, and so I end up like trying to stay in bed, but then I end up just tossing and turning and I'm like, "Ah, shit, I feel bad. Let me get out of bed." But then it sucks because I'll get out of bed and then by me getting out of bed to try and like not annoy her, that amount of
She's awake
noise of me
now.
getting out wakes her up. So then it
Uh-huh.
just, I
Oh
can't win.
God.
It's either I lay there rolling around annoying her and then be, upset that I'm like, annoying her. I just want to let her sleep. Or I
It's a
go
lose-lose
downstairs, but then
situation.
I make noise going downstairs and then she wakes up. Or
Hmm.
Shadow, my dog, goes to the door that I close and then he's crawling at the door, like, let me go to him. So then she wakes up. So yeah, lose lose. It is. It's obnoxious. But this is our quick quack of the day. So, I mean, I know we are just venting. We can get into the history of this if people wanted, but I feel like this is one of those things that has been going on for years. I think most people kind of understand where this has come from. It's just kind of a saving and an energy thing. If you have more hours in the later hours of the day around dinner time, you're not going to have your lights on as much because the sun is up later. Um, so I mean, I don't think we need to really go dive deep into it. I just wanted to say, fuck you, Daylight Savings. I hope we get rid of you. I know we have been voting on it for a while. Oh, I did want to hit on that one quick thing because we are from California. So I remember we had voted on this a while ago, and I was thinking to myself, like, what the hell happened to that, right? Like, do you
Hmm.
remember, a few years ago we voted and I thought we had passed, right?
Yeah,
And
I
so
thought
what
it
the
was
fuck
past
happened
too.
to
I
it?
thought we were done with it, and
Yeah.
it's still here.
So I went and looked into this. So in 2018, it was California Proposition 7. And we passed Proposition 7 with a good 60%. So it passed.
Okay.
But the thing is that Proposition 7 didn't actually change daylight savings time. What it did was it gave the state legislature the ability to change it if two-thirds majority vote from both California State Assembly and State Senate also agreed, and then the federal government would allow it. So basically, the prop that
Gotcha.
we voted yes for was just like one step towards being able to get there eventually,
Was
but we
just to
didn't
have the
actually get
option
it.
for them to vote again if they were going to actually get
Yes,
rid of it.
yes.
Cool.
So a little
Cool,
bit of
cool,
bullshit,
cool.
but a little bit of the history of where that came from. And on that note, too, of us continuing to grow this, I do want to kind of make sure that we are kind of giving the information that we're getting and why we got it. So we are going to make sure from now on moving forward that we are putting links to all the resources that we find, giving our own bibliography, which we kind of went into on the last episode. We're going to be putting that in all the YouTube comments, Spotify comments, all that. So if you want to talk shit and say that, we are just ranting along, well, we are actually getting this information from valid sources and we want to share this with you. We don't want this podcast to just be us bitching and moaning about stuff. We want to hit you with actual fundamental knowledge. So hopefully you guys can appreciate that and hit us up if you guys hear something that we say that is false. I'm here to learn. So
Yeah,
please
let
let us
us
know if it
know.
is.
I don't want to be
And
wrong.
but saying that, if you hit me up with something that is wrong, you better have some
Back it
evidence
up.
and not just tweet at me like, "Oh, you're fucking dumb." You better have some goddamn evidence. And if you do, I am so happy to learn it because, like I said, I am all about learning. I just want to continue to grow. So please reach out, whether I'm
That's
wrong
so
or
big
right.
of you, for
So
sure.
I'm a big person, Drew. That's how we roll.
You and me both, brother. You and me both.
That's it. Okay, well, speaking about saving energy, that actually kind of does tie into our main segment. So, what ruffles your feathers for today? Let's move on to that. So, you know what I don't get, Drew? What's kind of, again, ruffling my feathers, as we would say. We can go to space. We have satellites that give me information at my fingertips on this goddamn tiny $1,000 fucking phone that I have, right? I can call anybody at any second. I can literally hold up my phone and have somebody speak to me in a different language, and my phone will tell me what they say. Right? It's fucking insane technology. We haven't figured out a better, cheaper way to harness the sun. You're telling me that that
I know
that we're
where you were
still
going.
that we're still saying, hey, person who worked their ass off and has enough money to buy a house, barely probably because it's so fucking expensive right now. Hey, you, hey, why don't you pay extra money to get solar to help out the world? What the duck is happening? This is the type of shit I'm talking about. So that means our society is saying, hey, we have a solution to this problem, and instead of fixing it, right, instead of putting money into that, we're gonna say, hey, taxpayers, why don't you fucking figure it out?
Why don't you
Why don't
buy
you
it
pay?
yourself?
Why don't you put that on top of your fucking house? Huh?
No, what are you doing
Bullshit.
to help me out? Like, what are you doing to help the world out? Like
Yeah,
you said, you have the technology, you have the means to start doing it. Why don't we just start implementing that on every fucking house
yeah. I'm tired of
or
this, dude.
business? Just businesses, at
Yeah.
least.
Can we let's do this. Let's take every single scientist that is working on the science to make my dick bigger or my hair grow. Let's take all of them and let's say, hey, we're refocusing your goddamn energy and we're saving the world. Okay? I'm tired of this nonsense. We're just wasting our time in this goddamn world. We're fucking dying out here.
Hey
But
man, the
don't
ED
worry.
victims
Don't
need
worry. I
help
can take a
too.
pill, make my dick big. What the duck? Tired.
Bro, why you gotta attack the blue chew people like that?
Because you know what? I'm tired. All right. It's unnecessary technology.
Well, so are they. That's why they're taking blue chew.
Ah, that was okay. Good. Nice. Nice. I almost missed that. But yes, I am tired of this crap. What the duck is happening? All right, well, let's wrap this thing up for today. We are going to hop out the pond. Thank you again for joining us. We want to hear from you. So if you have your own infuriating experience you want to hear us quack about, please leave a comment, send us a message, and maybe you'll hear about it on the next cast. We want you to be a part of this community, so please join in on the fun. You might be surprised how many other people are going through the same thing you are. You are not alone. I want you to remember that. That is the main reason we started this podcast, to grow a community of fellow people who are kind of going through that stress and feeling that sense of what the duck is happening. So again, thank you for listening. Please help us grow. Follow, like, subscribe, leave a comment at What the Duck is Happening. We're on YouTube, wherever you follow podcasts, and we are launching the website this week with a bunch of fun little products out there. We'll have some stickers, t-shirts, all that fun stuff, so you can show us support, show all your friends that you are one of our quackers. And remember, next time you're pissed off at work, stressed about life, or just looking for some laughs, What the Duck is Happening is here with you. Till next time, keep on swimming.